Let me begin with a scene we have or seen or heard about. People camping outside famous stores for days, waiting to buy the latest phone or the hottest ticket to their favorite show. One man camping outside a store for 3 days for his latest smartphone even called it a spiritual pilgrimage for pixels. But here is the irony. Maybe a year or two later, the same phone is buried somewhere in the drawer, replaced by the very next latest gadget in market. Now contrast that today with today's gospel from the Gospel of Mark. Jesus and his disciples land in Gennesareth, and immediately people recognize him. The word spreads like fire. They sprint, they camp around him, not for gadgets or tickets, but to bring the sick to Jesus. They carry their loved ones on stretchers, despite desperate to touch the edge of his cloak. And everyone who touched him is healed. No apps, no algorithms, no advanced booking, no registration process. Just faith, proximity, and trust. But why Gennesareth? The name itself, Gennesareth, means garden of riches or fertile land. And it was a place of abundance, a land known for its fruitful soil and plentiful harvests. It is said that the fruits of Gennesareth had such high repute among the rabbis that the fruits were not allowed in Jerusalem at the time of the feast, lest any might be tempted to come merely for their enjoyment and not for their worship. Historians raved about it. Josephus, the ancient travel blogger, he called it the paradise of Galilee. But here is the twist. Even in this garden of riches, people were sick, broken, and in need. And this tells us something very profound. Maybe material abundance does not equate to spiritual fulfillment. The people of Gennesareth may have had overflowing harvest, but they still longed for the true abundance only Jesus could provide. First, notice the urgency of the people. They weren't, casually checking Jesus' status updates or double tapping a prayer emoji. They were running, carrying, believing. Imagine if we pursued our spiritual healing with the same passion. Second, Jesus didn't filter his visitors. There were no VIP sections, no long application or registration process to meet him. He was present, available, and accessible. But in today's world, maybe we have perfected the art of being orderly, efficient, neat, and clean, with registration processes, well-prepared talks, music. Jesus, on the other hand, lets people in. Let people press into him. He is not afraid to stand in the mess and allows himself to be touched. And here is the twist. The healing did not happen because Jesus' cloak was magic. It was not the fabric. It was their faith. They reached out and he met them there. Have we traded human touch and simplicity for technology, orderliness, efficiency, beauty, and order? But our true healing comes from presence. Healing happens when we show up and when we are willing to take on the inconvenience. Here is a challenge for us today. Be a clock, not high-tech, branded, designer kind, but the humble, frayed kind that people can reach for. Our challenge in this modern world is to listen without scrolling, to show up without ghosting, to hold the door for someone, to sit in an awkward silence in front of the other. Because healing isn't about fixing everyone, it is about allowing your humanity to be a bridge to someone else. The people at Gennesareth didn't heal themselves, they let themselves be carried by someone. There is no shame in needing help. Faith isn't about self sufficiency, rather, it's saying, I can't do this alone. And trusting someone will pick us up or pick up the other end of the stretcher. Today, go and touch someone's clock, or better yet, be the clock.